Alright, so I got a Blood Moon coming, and guys, I've been putting off Blood Moon cooking in my game for a long freaking time now. So I figured, you know what? It's a good time to go ahead and get some cooking out of the way. Now, I don't think I got all the ingredients I necessarily want, but some are better than none. And I do know that I definitely need some attack power meals, because I only got like 4 or 5 left at this point, and that's getting a little below my comfort zone. So guys, it is almost time. I'm going to go ahead and put that save in place. And it's cooking time. Probably a good, hearty meal or two. Just for a hairy situation. Definitely need some more yellow stamina. Looks like I'm okay on climate control. Another one of those wouldn't hurt. I remember, yeah, it's all kind of floating back now. I drank one of those by total accident. I meant to reload a save there, and then I didn't, because, I forget. No idea where that came from. Nor that. It took me a minute to clear all my junk out there. I didn't realize I had that much garbage in my inventory for meals. Okay, so my go-to method for attack power is usually 4 of those and a thistle. Now the thistle, just kind of fills it in. You can't rely on that as one of the core ingredients. It'll kind of throw off the recipe. But you can absolutely put it in there for, a little bit of extra time. So for example, the bananas... 4 by themselves will get you a good meal. That'll always be high level. It'll be 3 minutes 20 seconds. And Blood Moon bonus on this particular one was extra hearts. Easy peasy. If I try to do, say, 3 bananas and a thistle. Okay, now that gave me extra time. So 3... plus a thistle will actually make a high-level meal without the Blood Moon. So, if you're getting low on bananas, that is one way you can stretch these out, Blood Moon or no Blood Moon. Use 1 thistle and 3 bananas. Okay, before I forget, I definitely want some hearty stuff. Now, I'm not going to overcook these. Reason being is I'm going to start working on some shrines, and I'm going to start getting my heart containers going. So, I have a bad habit of cooking real good, strong heart meals. Breath of the Wild, case in point. And then, by the time I got around to needing them, I'd always be, way more heart containers, red hearts, than I, thought I would have at that point. So anyway, long story short, I'm going to cook, but not overcook. So it looks like I'll get 2 real good, strong meals here this way. Now, if I really wanted to fill in the gap, I could use those hardy bass I picked up a couple of videos ago. And guys, they're not great, just like Breath of the Wild. It's only a couple of extra hearts. But, if I kind of really don't want to spend other ingredients, it is kind of a good go-to for that last ingredient filler. So that gives me 18 hearts, which is really, really good for one of those real challenging fist fights. Oh, I didn't even see those. Comparable meal right there. Maybe even a little better. Okay, yeah, better by 1. Okay, now I really just got to start filling stuff in. Unfortunately, that's just not going to do much. I think it only gives you 1 extra heart each, as a matter of fact. Okay, so not as powerful, but when you're needing some extra hearts, So I'll use, you know, these lower level ones for like top offs. In fact, I might, you know, make a meal or two just to kind of fill up this row with, matter of fact, here, I'll just show you that real quick. Just one truffle each, and it's not about the extra hearts. When I eat those, it's about filling up all of my red hearts. And then you add the 2 on top are just, you know, an extra bonus. Now, I thought the Hearty Truffles only did 1 extra heart, and that's true. We got the 2 extra hearts this time because of the Blood Moon bonus. So I've got some attack power cooked up, 2 full rows plus. I got lots of speed just sitting there. I need to start using those. And I'm happy with temperature control for now. Stamina. Papa needs some yellow stamina. So guys, again, it's not about the extra stamina. It's about the top off on the green stamina. So exactly like I'm going to do with the heart containers, I only cook those mushrooms one at a time because it prolongs how many meals you can get. So I really only use that for a good quick top off on all my green, and then, you know, the little bit extra on top never hurt nobody. Uh-oh. I did not realize I was getting quite that full. Okay, now if a blood moon cycles right now, which it's getting ready to any second, that's okay. You can still, you know, you can still cook beyond midnight right up until 12:15. As soon as that clock hits 12:15, you are out of time. Alright, I'm going to take one more quick look to make sure I can't get rid of anything to free some space up. Now I think about it, I probably don't need all these cold resistance. One or two is usually good enough for me, so, you know, if I carry any more than that, that's all it turns out to be, is I'm just carrying more than that. I probably don't need all these speed elixirs anymore. I really just kind of keep them for like an emergency, need to get to a star fragment quick or something like that. Okay, so for green, since I got my stamina wheels going up here, I like to do 2 of the stamina fish for a nice good top off on my green. Alright, I am good to go now with my inventory. That's pretty much the way I like my meals to look. You know, I got some rows of stamina there because I can go through it. You know, got some good heart, you know, good amount of those attack power ups. Plenty of extra speed. I kept that, you know, for just in case. And that combines with that suit we just got, the frog suit. Let's see if I can find that real quick. So you can wear that, that's low level. And then you can stack that with the meal. And, you know, that mid-level with the low-level suit make it high-level resistance. So you can pretty much just climb in the rain, and it's not like it's raining at all. It's like normal climbing. Alright guys, I think I've talked about cooking long enough. From here, I'm actually going to go ahead and make my way now up this trail. And awesome thing is the horse will just kind of do the work. You don't have to worry about it, you know, misleading you on this one, at least for a while. There's, I'm ultimately wanting to hit that tower there, as a matter of fact. The horse will go left and not right. I just thought about that when I got there. Okay, got some loose lootables here. Now, you don't necessarily have to bring the horse, but you know, I just find it makes for quick travel up the mountain here. Alright guys, this is some other topic now that's been discussed in comments a long time ago. And you know, at some point I just kind of envisioned myself doing a video just on these things, but I could never really seem to tie it into anything. So this is about as good as that's going to get, I suppose. And what I like to do with these is attach them to things that... And you know, you can always break the weapon tip, by the way, so you know, you come across something else that you want on that weapon instead, you can always destroy it. That doesn't hurt the weapon. And then you can kind of get it back that way to tip it the way you want. But anyway, the reason I'm talking about this is because the weapon tipper in and of itself really isn't great. You know, 7 Spiny Bone, not super impressive. Okay, so the weapon was already 23. You know, and that's not a bad weapon strength. And of course you tip that, you know, with a Lizzlehorn or something, and it makes a pretty good weapon. Matter of fact, I think that's, you know, comparable right there. So it's the same type of weapon, Royal Claymore. It's got the, you know, the silver Bobkin horn there, so that makes a good, strong 52 attack damage. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up about the Spiny Bones, again, you know, it's not an impressive weapon tipper by itself, but when you know, attach that to the weapon, then that overall number, which is now 30, now that becomes an impressive weapon when you're doing the bone suit. So that tipper there, you know, it's not about the attack damage that it has off the top. It's about, it lets you, you know, stack that with the bone, whatever, the bone suit. So, you know, that 30 attack power now is, you know, pushing closer to 60. It's not exact, you know, it's, you know, just shy of that, something like 56 or something, 55 maybe. It's an 80% attack power boost, so, you know, just shy of double. So, you know, that makes it comparable, if not a little, you know, a little better than what we were doing with silver Bobkin horns. And I'm bringing that up because it's better to have something on your weapon, because you never know what kind of situation you're going to be in with combat. Say, you know, your Stalnock Smasher breaks right in the middle of a dragon fight, like yours truly has shown you more than once now. It's nice to have something, you know, as a backup that you can use. That's also, you know, utilizing that bone attack or bone weapon proficiency. Alright guys, so again, just, you know, wanted to point that out, and you're going to find those kind of around. They're always loose. You know, you might find them onesies and twosies, but you're really going to find them, you know, a lot around the Eldin region. You're also going to find them in the depths here and there. For example, like the Hebra skeleton or whatever, I found them over there. And it seems like I just find them in other random areas. So, you know, throughout my gameplay, I'll try to be a little more aware of that and call them out as I see them. In fact, I might even, you know, mark the map. And honestly, I don't know what to mark the map with anymore to designate what's what. I've kind of exhausted all my options. Maybe those? Yeah, we'll see how that works. Alright, so moving right on up our pathway here, and you should find more of those Spiny Bones right here on this trail, by the way. I know I don't have the map yet, but we will here in just a moment. Okay, I think I already pre-looted this area. There was a Hudson puzzle here. In fact, it's right down there. I just blew right past it, didn't even think about it. And I already pre-looted that wagon. And I think the gemstones respawn. And I'm going to see one way or the other now if that's truth. Okay, it looks like they do respawn. And I think that's either linked to Blood Moons, or maybe it's kind of like the Hardy Salmon where it's not necessarily linked to the Blood Moons. They kind of have their own respawn rate. Alright guys, my tower is right next to me here, so I'm going to sidestep and grab that real quick. And the reason being is where we're heading, it's going to kind of help us out a little bit with, you know, mapping and kind of keeping track of where we're going. There's a lot of loot in these next couple of videos, getting up to our next location. I think I got his armor. I did get his armor. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of demonstrate this weapon now, since, you know, we're on the subject here. But first, I want to get myself in control of my battlefield. Ah, nuts. Well, I was going to play around with that weapon a little bit, but this is not going to make it easy. Okay, so you can see it's comparable. So really, it's just kind of something else you can throw on a weapon. You know, say you're getting low on, you know, real good you know, you're out of your silver Lionel horns or whatever you like to put on, you know, your weapon tips. Just keep those loose things in mind, especially when you're on the fly. It's just a nice go-to weapon tipper. But again, you know, of course, that's only assuming that you've got the bone suit to go with it. If you don't have the bone suit, there's really not much there that it's going to give you. So I got an attack power up, but of course it's on the weapon I hate the most in the game, so I'm not going to count that as a win. But I suppose if that was long throw, I'd be a little more irritated than I am right now. Alright, right back to business. Now, there's really not much to this tower, so I'm not going to be calling it secrets of anything. No, there's no caves here. There's really nothing fun here. Maybe a couple of random loose lootables, but doesn't even look like that. You might want your stealth on whenever you're in, like, the volcanic regions. Can't tell you how many times I watch those fireproof lizards just run away because I have no stealth. And it wouldn't hurt to get a picture of one either. You never know when you have to really go out and farm these suckers. And it's nice to be able to search them. Okay, so as I mentioned before, you know, these spiny bones are just kind of, you know, randomly, loosely just laying around the map. Just kind of found another one here by accident. And I'm right next to this tower, just kind of for frame of reference. Alright folks, so here is our Skyview Tower. Now just like every other tower in the game, well, almost every other tower, there's some kind of a puzzle to this one. Alright, so the lid is busted. And you can't pick it up, you can't do anything with it. So you're like, okay, what do they want you to do here? So look up and the answer is in the sky. Okay, so the what is going to be climbing up this massive tower, but you actually don't have to climb it. Notice the chunks falling down. And we are absolutely going to hitch a ride on one of them chunks. Go ahead and recall that sucker. Okay, once you're happy with how high up you are, feel free to disengage your recall there. Okay, once you're inside, you can activate it. Alright folks, now right off the top, as soon as you get your map open, you're going to notice sky stuff. And honestly, I am going to hit these... You know, just because there's like literally nothing else around here, and I really don't have much to say about the secrets of whatever freaking Skyview Tower this is, yeah, we're going to go for it. We're going to go ahead and do this cluster of sky islands here. So simply make your way over... And there's a railing system I'm sure you're already, you know, seeing coming into view here. And honestly, I kind of like the Sky Islands in TotK. That was one thing that, you know, when I first started playing this game, I was like, oh wow, they give us Sky Islands, whoop-dee, you know. But after I started getting into the game a little bit more, then I was like, oh, you know what, these are really fun. They're all puzzles in and of themselves. You know, sometimes some crazy stuff like this will happen. Oh, mighty, huh? Okay. 2 in a row, attack power up. I guess I'm not complaining for a while. And it's on video. Alright, folks, so these guys coming down to say hello is actually a good thing, because they literally gave us a way to get back, you know, to where they came from. Excuse me. But before we go, make sure, you know, take a quick look around. Make sure you're not missing any of your loose lootables there. for you picture takers, these count for the region down below, so the pigeons and, you know, all the wildlife you need pictures of. And just kind of a friendly reminder to get your photos. Okay, there is a chest here. I know I say it every time I get a new map, but I really need to get to the depths and get some of these chests opened up. Alright, so the way back up is a simple quick climb. Alright guys, getting back to this being a puzzle. This is definitely a puzzle. That is not a rock I could pick up. Alright, so first things first, we need to get the stuff burned out of the way. Oh yeah, we can't go through that way either, so really the only way into this room over here is through that other set of vines there. Alright, Sage's Will. Now I already got like plenty of these and I keep forgetting, you know, to sidestep and go upgrade tooling. One of these days, guys, one of these days. But for right now, let's just go ahead and wrap up our island, and I can't remember if there's something down here. No, that was just where that chest fell earlier on. Okay, now there should be a baddie right on the other side of this deal. Or not. Ah, there is. See ya! Oh wait, did he live? No. So fun fact, you can actually auto-kill those things if you know, smack them and they fall into a body of water. Alright, zonai charge sitting right there. Yellow mushrooms, those things are gold. Alright guys, now we need to go topside here. And it just dawned on me, I've got the wrong island. So I think the korok seed was on the first chunk, which is super unfortunate. I mean, it's not terribly. I mean, we just gotta, you know, spend time riding back down and back up. But, yeah. I don't know why I thought it was over here. But, since I am over here, you know, there are lots of loose things that you can grab. Not only that, we do need to get up here anyway to kind of proceed. I just need to grab that korok seed real quick, and then I'll head right back over here. This would be a great time to put down one of those travel medallions, you know, so I didn't have to spend the time to get back. But you do what you can do with what you got. Alright, there's that pesky korok seed. Not only that, I might have missed a couple of loot chests. So I need to look at this real close. Yeah, okay, so that's probably something else, you know, that could have been coincided with the tower. And there's a treasure chest at each one of those things. So I will go ahead and, you know what, I'll just go ahead and pre-stamp those. I just can't help myself, I gotta go for it here. I'm gonna try to do it from top down, so hopefully I can find one that's a little higher up than the others. It might be that one there. Okay, there it is. Attack power up. Again, what is that, 3 in a row? I think my game is broken. Okay, with the power of the sneeze, you should be able to make this other one, but I was sidetracked there with an insect, so now I think I just got myself into a little bit of trouble. You can always drown yourself. You know, fly over to a lake or a river, and, you know, just drain all your stamina, and when you run out of stamina, you'll drown, and you'll teleport back to wherever you were standing last. In this case, it would be the Sky Island I want to get back to. Okay, run yourself out of stamina, however you choose. I choose the get her done method. Booyah. Alright. Once again, let's try this. With the power of Tulin Sneeze, you should be able to make it over to this next island. Unless, you know, there's a dragonfly. 4 attack power-ups in a row. Alright guys, that confirms that the Switch is broken. I'm gonna have to send it off to Nintendo. They're gonna have to fix it. Like, I don't know what to do anymore. This has never happened to me before. Okay, now this next one, Tulin can reach it. As long as you're up here. And you can get that glider open. You should just barely be able to catch this right-hand side sliver. So this time I'll use the Sky Tower. Okay, I'm losing count now of how many attack power-ups I've had in a row. But, you know, again, Switch is broken, so I'm gonna think, you know, if I was a betting man, I would think that this is probably gonna keep happening. The other working theory I've got going here is I haven't had good weapon looting in so long. The game realized it was way ahead on things like, you know, durability and long throw. I was like, oh wow, we need to catch up here. So maybe it's just doing the catch-up thing. Something for me to ponder tonight while I'm laying in bed. Alright guys, now that I'm getting right back over here to what, you know, started all this sidetracking in the first place. I always find insects here, you know, it's usually the worm stuff, so, you know, worm darner, summerwing butterfly. I can't recall ever seeing beetles here, but not to say that there can't be. Smotherwings, baby. We need lots of them. So yeah, definitely take a minute in your stealth and see what there is to grab while you're here. I don't know that the battery is really necessary. I'm going to stick it on there anyway. Because it's free. And you never say no to free beer. If you're under the age of 21, I'm talking about root beer. Speaking of smotherwing butterflies, I scared them off. It was most likely the cart that scared him off. Okay, I don't believe there's any loot type stuff here, except, you know, maybe some insects or, you know, maybe a flower or something. But what I'm really after is this island right here. This is what's really going to get us going. Alright, magic formula is always 10 of these every time I find a new one. And I'm getting really low on control sticks. So at some point I'm going to have to open my map, figure out where those are at, and go do a little bit of shopping. I think I've only got like 2 or 3 left, and that is no good. Alright guys, we finally got batteries. This is another reason I wanted to hit this area. We haven't had batteries in the game yet, so, you know, when you're doing your zonai builds, you don't want to rely on large charges all the time. It's nice to have those batteries. So this is definitely one that you want to keep in your mental, you know, the back burner. And that'll really cut down the need of having to use, you know, these type things for your, to keep your flying machines in the air. Alright, once you've got your 10 dumped in there, always check your maps. Make sure there's no question marks left. I am good to go. There's a treasure chest over here somewhere. I'm gonna pre-stamp that. I think that's the only one, unless my beeper's picking up something else here, which it possibly could be. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. So first things first, go ahead and tap your terminal here. Alright guys, now this entire time I have not touched the concrete launcher thing. So it's already kind of pre-positioned for us, you know, it's super nice of them to do that for you. But what I'm going to do is actually sidestep to the left just a little bit. All you got to do is make physical contact with it, you're good to go. Okay, so from here there should be that chest that's been driving my Sheikah Slate bonkers this whole time. Alright, that thing finally quieted down. Honestly, I thought that was going to be another old map. Alright folks, so that's pretty much it for this segment. Now it's just, you know, the tower and really just the Sky Islands here. There are more Sky Islands to this region. Matter of fact, I'll just kind of show you on the map. Now this is something I'm going to do way later. I want to do like one video series for those. And, you know, I'll hit them all kind of all at once. And show folks different ways to get to different spots. But for right now, there are all these like hop, skips, and jumps all over the place. Now you don't necessarily have to build planes, you know, and fly. That's just, you know, really starting to go through zonai devices there. So what I would recommend is instead go down underneath them on the mainland and just kind of wait for the sky chunks to fall. And when the sky chunks fall, you can recall those, stand on top of them, and they will elevator you up to the top of these. Now some of them might be a little too high up. In that case, you might see another sky chunk falling while you're getting high up in the air. You can fly over to it and then recall that one, you know, mid-air, and then make it all the way to the higher one. But I don't think any of these make you do that. I think all of them are accessible just straight up, you know, using those sky chunks as elevators. Until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting.